everybody. This is Mark the Cruz, Market Bonsai. This episode I'm going to talk to you about Scots Pines, Pinus sylvestris. This particular one and a lot of them in my garden have been collected from the Alpine mountains, and they have some age and some beauty to them because they've been grown. They were collected from the wild quite a few years ago, at least about 10-12 years now, as far as I remember. At this time of the year, in August, September, is when you start working on your pines. You can repot them now, you can wire them now, you can prune them now, you can style them now, and basically this is the time that you would work with them. I start by weeding my pots. Okay, so now that we've worked on the moss and taking out the weeds and preparing the nebari, so that's the trunk and the base done. Now time to pay our attention to the bonsai. But one of the things that at Market Bonsai we tend to do is grow our trees, especially our pines and conifers, in a very naturalistic way. We tend not to have too many trees that all have those rather slanted, plasticky looking canopies that you find in many award-winning trees. Our trees tend to be a little bit more natural and a more rough and ready, the way you'd find them in nature. When it comes to pruning Scots pines, you start by removing the older needles, 3-year-old and 2-year-old needles from the branches. The older needles have anyway not photosynthesizing, and they are blocking light to the lower area, so things like that which are definitely interfering with the little one, I'd remove. So here I have this branch. It's cleared of the needles from that one, so that's fine. So any needles that are on the lower side, I remove. And if, like here, we have branches that are being hidden by bigger needles, I'd remove them altogether so that the branches are visible. It beginning to look much more mature because of the number of branches that is in the tree. And also the needles are getting much smaller as the number of branches on the tree increases. So now when it comes to wiring pines, because we like to keep our trees more natural than stylized, we wire only the branches that need to be moved into light. Otherwise, if they're not moved into light, they're likely to die. So that's the only time that we wire branches. And occasionally, if it does need to be moved into a position to help with giving it a better appearance, But in general, the branches we wire are mainly to get them into the light. So I'm going to wire these two so that they both are moved into light. All the time making sure that I'm not in any way impeding a small bud or some needles. Right, so I think we've wired this one just the way we needed it for now. We moved all the branches into light, and we still kept it open enough, and things are looking just right. And that basically is how you would look after Scots pines. When you're wiring, make sure that you don't by mistake bury any of these new shoots that are appearing, and keep everything in the light, because Scots pines are not shade tolerant, so they tend to drop their branches very fast if they're in the shade. And that's really how you would look after Scots pine. Well, I do hope you enjoyed watching the video, and if you did, give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and let me know if you have some other species that you would like me to talk about. See what I can do. Thank you for watching. This is Mark Bonsai signing out. Bye for now.